viewers, it's glad to know you are there. It's always our joy from this station to know that you are there. Welcome to RO TV, the station that gets you the whole information you need from our grassroots in terms of sports. This time we're talking about football. We go deep, we catch them young and fresh for you. And what I mean for you, for your delight. Of course, you know I'm not. We go deep, we catch them young. Those people who has also done, will I say, go deep down into the grassroots to make their findings concerning grassroots football. You know, and of course I'm your host, Mother Stevens. Today my guest is Mr. Musa Chiroma. Musa,
Coach,
you're welcome to this show. Please introduce yourself to the viewers that would like to know you.
Chiroma Musa, as Coach has said, it's a pleasure to be on our Root TV. Yeah, we are here to discuss grassroots sports and any matters we can handle, as the coach has said.
Thank you very much. All right, viewers, today we are we're gonna highlight you on what we did last. We brought 36 Lions Football Club to you, and we were able to ascertain the fact that there are still much to be done when we talk about grassroots football. Of course, we also said that if we are looking at developing our culture and also building our economy, football and sports in general has a role to play. When we develop that sector of our economy, is adding to the GDP already, because we are exporting talent to other parts of the world. There's no better way to do that than looking deep into what we have. Today Nigeria is earning much from oil, but I can assure you there are countries that don't have crude oil. What they have is human resources, and they are excelling on them. We can tap into what we have, talking about individual persons who are so much excelling on them when it comes to the area of sports. Excuse me. And on this station, RO TV, we go what we have roots. We see those talking about individual yet to be harnessed persons who are so much excelling on them when it comes to the area of sports. Tapping into them, excuse me, and the world is not waiting for on this station, RO TV. We got what we have. We see so much excelling on them when it comes to the area of sports. Human resources tapping that are bound here. And so please, as we proceed, these are the areas we're going to be looking into. Those street footballers, as you call them, we all did that. Street footballers, five-a-sides. These are places that they are unofficial platforms, but there are so much talent to be harnessed from such platforms. I am advocating for such a time when scouts will look beyond the academies, because in most cases the children of the privileged, they are the ones that you see in the academy. They may not be as talented as those you see there on the streets. These are where you get the raw materials, real talents, the unorganized platforms, like I said, the streets, the neighborhoods. I think our scouts should do more, going beyond the academies and looking into the streets. Now today, the center of our discussion is on those places. And we're going to be looking at people who have been discovered from such platforms, who's gone all the way, you know, to become world stars from the streets, not from the academy. All right. Just for your information, somebody like President George Weah of Liberia today was one of such products from the streets, and even after becoming a president, he could still trace back to where, you know, the same local field that he was playing as a child. That's the beauty of it. Like I said, today we're going to be center our discussions on such platform, the unorganized platforms, the streets, the neighborhoods, where all these young ones are applying their trade, though not recognized yet. But I believe as we keep doing extensive research and study and bringing the awareness to you, I'm sure most of you who are there watching us now, you have interest in sports development. You're going to be you know, making use of this information to get the talents raw. So Musa,
Coach,
you know, when we talk about the grassroots, the unorganized sector, the neighborhood, you know, the unorganized platforms, these are actually the places we're overlooking. Do you think, you know, that these teams that we have them, the official clubs, don't you think they should be able to go down beyond the academies, like we said, and tap from such, you know, such talents that are there?
Yes, Coach, they should, you know, as you said earlier, there are raw talent that needs to be harnessed.
Yes.
There are raw talents that needs to be worked upon.
Yes.
But awareness is the problem.
Good.
And how do we create awareness? The way I see it, like you said, neighborhood, community, organizing competitions.
Good. Yes, organizing competitions.
You know, neighborhood on the street, organizing neighborhood, community, inter-community competitions.
Yes.
From the grassroots. There you discover potential players in the nearest future, if properly, you know, nurtured. A lot of players have come from the grassroots. Yeah. Players like Mikel in Jos, they started from the Kano One Cup. They didn't have the luxury of going to football academies and all that. So I feel the scouts need to do more. They need to go beyond only visiting the football academies. Yes. I know of MTN Foundation, I know of Pepsi. You go there, you see, not all these children on the street have the luxury to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, and with the right support, I think, you know, you need to calm down. You know, if the local authorities can help, it doesn't take much.
Exactly.
You get opportunities for these people to get kits. You know, you incentives. Yes. Come out, train, play. You begin to watch, and we'll go places. We'll go places.
Exactly.
Yes,
you know, when you talk about local authorities, excuse me, do you know that the local authorities, I always look at it from the business aspect of it. Do you know that from what you've just said now, I think that the local authorities can actually make money from developing the talents around them. Now, how? By, bringing these youths together, like you just said, organize competitions for them, and then, reach out for those who are exceptionally, good, and make it in a way that even such football clubs that are established can come to the communities to buy players, and the bankers will be smiling home to the bank. You understand what I'm saying? I think that's it. Another thing I want to say is this, Musa. If somebody want to invest, probably a local entrepreneur want to invest in this community or competitions, how do you think they can go about it? Somebody coming to a community probably to set up this organizing competition. How do you think they should be able to have a start and a go at it?
That's organizing competitions. Yes. How to go about it? Well, I see it, the way things are these days. Yes. You hardly find someone who has good motives and wants to see it to the last. Most people usually, think about, their domain. If it won't benefit me, I won't invest. Yeah. That's how to make profit. Yes. But you look at it this way, the goal is, you understand, to touch lives. Yes. That should be the priority. Yes. Touch somebody, and in return, the person goes far. You benefit from it. Exactly. So the issue of you might not really want to say I must make money by investing from the street. As a grassroots. Yes. You might not really get anything from it. But in the long run, you make such commitment, you touch lives, and the profit is ahead. If you see scouts, then when they go to street, pick players, like I used Mikel in those days. Mikel now has touched lives one way. Yes, yes, I still yes. He has touched lives now. Yes. Whoever invested in him or probably saw the talent and nurtured him up to this, he wasn't thinking of. He saw a talent. Yes. He followed it. Exactly. He was making an investment in the long run. You get. And not only Mikel and those people the community are benefiting from, but you hardly find such things now. Now if you want to look at, say, make money from grassroots talent, I don't really see it as a stage of thinking about making money yet. Yeah. It's about discovering the talent, making the sacrifice, nurture them. Then at a certain point, it's a career. If they are in the right places, under the right mentorship, then you talk of making money and profit. Good. In the long run.
So, more or less, the mindset should be impacting on people.
Impacting. As sponsorship.
Sponsorship.
Yes. You as a sponsor. If I, for instance, I have the financial capability to go to the grassroots to scout for talent, my ideology won't be making money off them because they are not there yet. Yes. Rather, it's investing on them, taking them places. Are you getting it? Yes. Then in the long run, when they've made names or they are beginning to make names, look at them, Ihena Church today. Yes, those people who started with them are the ones benefiting now.
Of course, and I can't going to any academy.
What academy? You started from the street too. So are you getting me? So it's a long term. It's not something you just come overnight and say, okay, you have talent, come. You nurture it.
Exactly.
is a building, is a process. You come up gradually and you get to profit later.
You know, there's this popular quote I love so much from one of the greats. He said, "Those who fail to see the ultimate, they usually become slave to the immediate." You know, when we are talking about grassroots, we should be looking at the ultimate. You know, investing in the grassroots is actually investing in the future. And when we talk about building the society, there is no better way to do that than going down to the streets, because this is where you catch them young. This is where you build them and nurture them, get them to, you know, and give them the right orientation. Grassroots is always the first place to impact upon these talents who are you know, so to say, wasting. They are not being recognized. How would they be encouraged if nobody is talking about them? And this is what we do here in Aru TV. We try to, you know, bring, you know, to the public, you know, notice those people that, so to say, they were that are neglected. You know, let them know that they can be heard. We're going to be going to the streets in our next edition. We're going to be, you know, bringing you these boys, young ones, some of them 7 years, 5 years, see what they do with football. We're going to be covering them, you know, in our next edition. We're bringing them live to you. You will see what we're saying. There are so many of them who are going to, you know, will I say, outshine the Ronaldos and the Messis of today. Of course, we know that the greater tomorrow will always be greater. You understand? Yes. And so, on our next edition, we promise to bring you clips on those wonderful talents right there on the streets who nobody is tapping into. I'm sure that will encourage most of the investors and entrepreneurs, you know, to know that actually there are things we have in the grassroots that we are not, you know, utilizing as it were. So Musa, on a final note, do you think the government has a role to play?
Coach, yes, you know, the government have an obligation.
Yes.
They have a role to play in almost every aspect. There's hierarchy.
Yes.
Be it the grassroots, be it probably at the mid stage, be it at the top. We are all under the government.
Yes.
Now they have a role to play. You need to, at least, there should be incentives. If at the local authority we make efforts, the local level we make efforts, and the government at the higher, at the top, at seeing the efforts they are making, I believe they will be willing to, you understand, invest in these people, to invest in this on the street. But we need to make effort first from the neighborhood and community. Yes. That's the local authorities.
There's also
yes,
something the government
to see, to want to invest in, to build on. They won't just come and say, okay, go to street. We should.
They are responsible.
That's where the response comes. Once, and you know one thing, coach, until
so, viewers, on a final note, you see, they say charity begins at home. You know, we from the Awaru TV are doing our part, you know, to build the society through grassroots sports. Like we said, by next edition of this program, we'll be bringing you live those boys. I think that's our quota from this station, you know, to help them build confidence in them. Let them know that they are not alone. All right, people are really seeing what they are doing. We're gonna be doing this in major cities, in major communities in Africa. Beg your pardon. We're gonna be doing this in major communities within the sub-Saharan African, neighborhoods. We'll be going to some of these countries where they are not privileged to come to the limelight. They are still at the grassroots. So somebody must get there. Somebody has to bring them to the fore, to let the world know that there are these young men and young women who have so much to offer, but because probably they're not privileged, they're not from a privileged home and all of that. I read what one of the greats too, Aminu Kanu, he said he's waiting to see that day when the son of nobody will become somebody without knowing anybody. I think we are getting there. With the efforts stations like this are making, I think Africa and so to say those they call the third world country, they are coming to take their rightful place. All right, on behalf of all of us from the Awaru TV, my cameraman, the camera lady too, right? My producers and my director, and of course Musa. All of us are saying keep rooted on this station, because we are the only station that will bring you those information from the grassroots. Until we meet again, so Musa, final word to the viewers.
Well, like I said earlier, it's a pleasure to be here, and we'll continue to bring more awareness from the grassroots till we get to the top. So
yes,
thank you.
We're bringing more awareness to you from the grassroots, and with that we say bye-bye and remain blessed.